Beautiful morning right here on the Affair Sports Show. And I mean, yes, I know I look different today. Yeah. I've been getting that all week, but I mean, it's not about me. I mean, I'm your priest of football, but it's not all about me. Welcome, I pronounce my name, and I'm joined by KP. Whoever thinks he's him.
With the same look.
And obviously, we're not here alone, we are with Divine. You're welcome, Divine.
Thank you.
Okay, so a lot has happened this weekend and this week. I mean, the Champions League, the Europa League, the Conference League, Premier League. So much has happened, but I want to get your thoughts, KP, before I go to Dubai. The Champions League. What was the biggest upset for you in the Champions League?
Upset. Well, in the current format of the Champions League, I won't call many games upsets, like no matter the results. But my mind has to go to. Many people think I'm going to say Aston Villa versus Bayern Munich, but no, Benfica Atletico 4-0. Oh my God, that was a shocking result, especially after their at least above average performance in the Madrid derby against Real Madrid. Losing 4-0 to Benfica, that was a shocking one for me, a huge upset.
I mean, Divine. 4-0 for Diego Simeone's men. Not what was anticipated, I mean, but I mean, it's the football, it's Champions League, anything can happen.
Exactly.
But I want you to get your thoughts on that. What do you think Atletico did wrong on the night?
Should I say that they didn't understand themselves? Obviously, that's what always leads to you losing. Losing by such a margin, rather. 4-0. It was too much. Benfica actually understood what they came to do. Not just that they won by luck, they literally outplayed Atletico. It's just a fair way to say it, not to take anything away from anyone.
I mean, we did have the Argentine maestro as a key player in that game. I'm talking about Di Maria. He was very influential for what happened for his team that day. But moving on, I also want to bring up the Bayern Aston Villa game. I mean, not what everybody predicted. You didn't fancy Villa side winning Bayern as they were red hot in the European season. But like, Emery, he's the only man who has beaten them since 2017 twice.
Yeah,
with PSG and with Villa. What do you think Emery did right on the night, or do you think it was just sheer luck?
I may be going ahead of myself saying this now, but in case Eric Ten Hag gets sacked, we're still a long way from that. But
really?
This is my pick for Manchester United manager. I love what Emery has done with Aston Villa. You must remember, a few years ago when he took charge, they were battling relegation under Steven Gerrard, and he has transformed this side. For me, it's not a big shock them beating Bayern. If you watch the match that they were equally matched in a way, and the super sub did it again, John Duran. I mean, come on, like at this point, against the bookies, you could predict every single match. John Duran comes off the bench to score, and you'll not be wrong. And I'm just, it's a happy thing to see Unai Emery doing well after much stake.
I want to
ask you two questions.
Okay, I wanted to ask you.
He was linked to Chelsea, but Chelsea sadly didn't complete that move. Do you think it was a big loss for them, or do you think it's good that he stayed at Villa to continue the progress he has done?
Looking Chelsea, good big ups to them. I have to say so. They are doing impressive this season. Then coming to John Duran's aspect, for the fact that we've seen what he has been doing so far. So I would say it's okay that he stayed at Villa, because we wouldn't have seen this version of him if he had actually gone to Chelsea. He's been impressive. He's been red hot in the Premier League. Now he has scored the goal that gave them the win over Bayern Munich. For me, in that game, I'll actually give it to Dibu Martinez for his saves.
Just to add to what he said, we can't blame the player or blame Chelsea in this regard. The rumors that came out said Aston Villa rejected 40 bids for John Duran in the summer. So they saw the potential in him. They saw it, but I don't think he's going to be there next season for sure. I think he's going to get a big club. He's the most likely. And after the game, you saw the comments he made talking about Bayern Munich and saying he would love to play there. So he already knows what. And
he's selling himself already.
He's selling himself out there.
There was one last giant that fell, and we're talking about the Galacticos. I mean, not the result you expect from the Madrid stars, but I mean, what happened? KP, what happened? Divine, what happened?
What I must say about Real Madrid is the loss to Leo wasn't a surprise to me. Not at all, because if you have watched their games this season, especially their away games, they have not performed at a high level. Even in the Madrid derby, they didn't do so well, like in performance. They may have gotten results. Just a few weeks ago, they played Real Sociedad, and you could watch from the game, Real Sociedad kept on missing chance after chance, and then Madrid got penalties.
Real Sociedad hit forward walks.
So if you remember that, you are not going to say, oh, beating them is such a surprise. No, Madrid did not play up to standard, and you could see some clips at the end of the game. Bellingham, screaming at Mbappe and Vinicius that they needed to work harder, they needed to track back, and so no surprise there. And credit to Leo, not just the downfall of Real Madrid, a wonderful performance from them in front of us.
I mean, this is football. It's a better side that wins at the end of the day, but
Exactly.
I mean, not what we expect from Galacticos, not what we expect from Bayern, and definitely not what we expect from Simeone. But I don't want to dwell too much on the Champions League. Let's go straight to the Europa League. And I don't keep me itching to hear me say this one, but I mean, dear old Manchester United, bottled another league. So the game was so interesting. Man U went 2-0 up to 2-2 to 3-2. They were trailing to Porto 3-2. Then they came back at the death of the game with Maguire. The scapegoat Maguire, let's keep it at that, to save them at the end of the day. What's wrong with Ten Hag?
But mind you, just they are the one reason I don't look forward to coming on this show every weekend. Because that's the first thing that's going to be talked about. Oh, Man U is mine. And I'm just tired, to be honest, I'm tired. Because the same problem, thank God we are just talking about the 3-3 draw. We are not even looking at what happened at the weekend.
Oh, Tottenham.
Losing 3-0 to Tottenham. It's crazy. And I don't want to sound anti-Ten Hag, but I'm anti-Ten Hag actually, because one of the problems, he has been here for 3 years. This is his third season at Manchester United, and there is no clear pattern of play. Defensively, his first season when we did a good job, we were like, okay, we are going to soak the pressure, we're going to counter-attack, and we did well. Now, he said he wants to go man-to-man, everybody marking their man, and we are looking shambles. Like, it's horrible, and I don't even have anything to say. Individual brilliance is saving us.
Right, just before we leave the Manchester United, the theatre of dreams or the theatre of nightmares, which one would you call it right now? I mean, Ten Hag seems to be getting it wrong at every corner.
Is that really?
Do you see him saving himself this season, or he's going to get the boots?
I'll tell you the truth. First of all, it's a theatre of nightmares. And that's not supposed to be a question. Him saving himself, no. I'd even advise that he leaves now. That the league has not really been, how do I say it? There have not been much matches in the league so far. Because right now, Man United is nothing to write home about, even for a big six.
I don't see that part. If you're saying he leaves, are you saying they sack him or he sends a resignation letter? But because every press conference he does, you can see him saying, oh, I won 2 trophies in 2 years, so I'm good. Only Manchester City.
And how long is he going to keep saying that? I'm saying this on behalf of Man United fans. I feel your pain.
I feel that you're saying it on behalf of us, because you have to look at it. We're still in the FA Cup, we're still in the Carabao Cup. And who is to say this season is not going to win it again and say, oh, I've won 3 trophies.
But there's no guarantees you're going to win it.
There are no guarantees, but I'm just trying to say there are no guarantees last season.
And they won Manchester City.
And we still did it. So it's just like those trophies are, I don't know what to call them here, because they're not saving his job every year and making it work.
He's saving grace.
So it's sad to see. But Jim Ratcliffe was asked a few days ago, is he going to sack Ten Hag? And he said it's not in his hands, that he has a team that's going to make that decision. And an international break is coming up very soon. So I just hope the right decision is made.
I mean,
what do you think is the right decision?
It's out.
Well, I mean, you did mention Tottenham, which trashed Man United 3-0 before, and they were in action in the Europa League, and they got the job done 2-1 in the night. But I want to ask Brennan Johnson. The boy is on fire. I mean, in the past 5 games, he scored 5 goals. What do you think Ange is doing well with his boys? I mean, they seem to be focused and determined.
Okay, first on Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson is a player that when Tottenham signed him, I didn't think he was good enough to play for the club. He has received a lot of stick from the fans. A lot of fans have said he's not good enough, he has been playing rubbish. And then he got the goal in the FA Cup, dying minutes to get them through. And since then, he has just been on red hot form, proving that, yes, I'm good enough to wear the badge, I'm good enough to wear this jersey. I'm just happy for him, and Tottenham have been doing well since then. You know, the newfound role for Kulusevski as an 8, I think it has helped them real well to, they have unlocked a new creative gem, him playing together with Maddison. I'm happy for Ang because of the football he plays, and we can't even overlook Van de Ven, you know, an engine.
They do have 4 players in the match of the week. I mean, it's not.
I blame Manchester United. I don't think that they are that good. Just saying that.
But I want to ask you on Dubai. Yeah. Tottenham, do you think this rejuvenated vibe in their camp is going to take them all the way to the top 4 spots this season, or do you see them fancying another Europa spot or crashing out of Europe totally?
The only way that I know that they'll make it to the top 4 is that the big clubs in the top 4 slip up. That's what I see. Because Chelsea is doing well right now. Manchester City is doing well. Liverpool is doing well. Aston Villa, come on. So it would actually take something special for them, which I'm seeing already. But at times, it's not how you started. Continuing, being consistent in that would take you to the top 4. But for me, okay, let's just see how it goes then.
And that leads us to the Europa Conference League. And
are we talking about that here?
Yes, the call.
Are we talking about that here? I don't think it makes the cut to the show.
Is it not worth talking about?
The Conference League, in the last 5 games, Chelsea have 5 wins out of 5. I mean, they are red hot right now. This season, nobody can take it away from them. They won their match 4-2 against Genk. And it was quite emotional for Dewsbury Hall getting his first goal for Chelsea, as well as Viega, who got the assist for Nkunku and his all-important goal in the match. But I want to ask, this form, do you think it's something that they can continue going into half of the season, or you see them bottling their form or their guys down the way?
I'm fighting demons here to start. Part of me wants to just go for the banter, but okay, I'll say
you can't go for the banter.
Honest analysis, Chelsea have been amazing. They have been superb. You know, they're attacking. I don't know. Enzo Maresca has found the core that he needs. The only people that may be interchanging, maybe say Nkunku and Jackson, both of them are in red hot form. But the rest of the team, I think Madueke is going to drop out very soon for Pedro Neto. But that's by the way. But Chelsea's form has been amazing. Cole Palmer scoring 4 goals in the first half at the weekend. Come on, it doesn't get better than that.
I know you're saying that with sadness in your face.
Cole Palmer has been left out of the Conference League squad. I mean, he's not going to take part of the Conference League this season.
Yeah.
Due to some safety precautions by Enzo Maresca. Do you see that being a problem for Chelsea going forward, or it's a wise move for the man at the end?
I think it's actually a wise move because he knows why. He knows why he made that move. Cole Palmer is a great player. We don't even need to talk much about it. From last season to this season, he's been doing wonderfully well. So
I remember a certain guy saying he could be a one-season wonder, and
who is that guy? It can't be me.
No, it's proven that he's not just a one-season wonder. And I mean, City's boy has become Chelsea's
it could be a tactical move. You never can tell. The coach knows better. He knows his players better than anyone. So it could be a tactical move, maybe in order not to put too much pressure on him. Because right now, I think he's the star man in the team. So he doesn't really want much pressure right now.
The Conference League aside, do you see Cole Palmer rivaling Haaland for the Golden Boot this season?
Yes, I do. Why won't I? Because he did an amazing job last season. He pushed Haaland to the end, just Haaland getting a few more goals at the end of the season. And over the last 2 seasons, from the start of last season till now, Cole Palmer has the highest goal involvement of any player. Goal and assist. Yes, he's over Erling Haaland in that. So I see him rivaling Erling Haaland, but I don't see him beating Erling Haaland. Haaland is one player that can score back to back hat tricks. So he can just do that and keep doing the second.
We just like ball right in the camp.
That's why they call me Terminator. He might go like 2 games without scoring. Everybody like he has lost, and then he starts.
He picks up again.
Haaland.
So I want to ask this. Yeah, just go back to the Champions briefly. They did win the Slovakian side, but I mean, no shocks there. I mean, City are red hot, both in the Premier League and in the Champions League. Any surprises that some key players came in late in that game? I mean, I'm talking about players like Doku didn't start the game. Most people are fancied him starting from the beginning. Most people are maybe fancied or Foden coming in second half because of Foden's form. But I want to ask you, Divine, do you see that as a tactical prowess as how
Like,
Guardiola shifts his
Yeah,
side.
of
because
course.
You don't know who's going to play at any game.
of course, Guardiola is a master tactician. Let's tell ourselves the truth. He's one of the best coaches we have right now, if not the best. Based on that, yes, Man City are actually filled with guys who know what they are doing. Guardiola made sure of that. So for him to have benched Foden, as in he didn't start with Foden, he didn't start Doku, shows that he knows what he's doing. And at that, Ilkay Gundogan scored. Erling Haaland scored. So for that, he's rotating his team. He's making sure that everyone is balanced in the game. He's making sure that fixtures to come, they'll bring their A game just the way they brought it in the previous game. So for me, it's actually a tactical move there for Pep Guardiola. He knows what he's doing.
I want to ask, no Rodri, no problem?
No,
Is that the feel at the camp right
No.
now?
that's too soon to say. If you watch the game against Manchester City, that calmness in the middle of the park was missing. Against Newcastle United, at the weekend, that calmness in the middle of the park was missing. You can see Gundogan has not been in so much form since he came. He has been misfiring. So there are not many players that could replace Rodri in that position. Kovacic is a good shout, but he's also injury prone. You cannot guarantee that he'll be fit till January. So I'm seeing it now. Arsenal also should see it as a chance. Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea to actually attack Man City and go for the league, not just looking for a top 4 position.
Alright, okay. You did mention Arsenal. They did win PSG over the weekend, the 2-0. So I mean, kudos to Arteta and his boys. It wasn't just a walkover. They worked hard for that. I mean, Barcola hit the woodwork countless of times, but still couldn't score for PSG. Saka with a wonderful free kick, which went all the way in. I mean, it was a shock because they had to review the goal because they thought it was like a deflection or a handball. But I mean, I want to ask this, yeah, before we just breeze in the EPL fixtures that ever happened. Dortmund, 7-1 winners over Celtic. Adeyemi scoring a hat-trick. Is there any surprise that the Nigerian boy was on form in the game?
German boy. But I get what you mean. No, he has always been a wonderful player, and it's good to see him. I just wish he was firing like that in the Champions League final when he got some of those chances. But still good to see him. He's still improving.
Well, we do have some beautiful fixtures coming up in the EPL today and tomorrow, and that will surely come up on your screens. But I mean, which is going to be your standout fixture for today? Is it going to be Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Arsenal, Southampton, Brentford, Wolves, Leicester City, Bournemouth? Is it going to be West Ham versus Ipswich, Man City, Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Manchester United? That's a key game I'm keeping my eye on. Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest and Brighton versus Spurs. I'll ask you, no predictions, just which is your key fixture for the weekend?
Ten Hag out fixture.
Do you go along with that?
Of course, yeah. We are all itching to know what's going to be the outcome of that
Alright,
game.
I mean, it's been a beautiful segment here on the show, obviously. KP, thank you for joining me, and Divine, it's been a pleasure. I mean,
Thank you.
I couldn't do this by myself. I have to have my 2 wonderful hosts by my side. And yeah,
The Manchester United host, yeah.
I still wear your Crystal Football Recommended aka Famelo. Stay tuned for more action next Saturday.